The following is rated F for fairness. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Anil Show.
All right, so let's get real and let's look at the storylines very real. And when I say very real, I'm talking about the mere fact that let's look into what these storylines are about. They are the life of the rich and famous of black people, okay? So in other words, there is a way how people operate at the top of the chain. That's what the Shayla, Wayne, and, honeypot story is about. Let's get into it.
So, you don't miss Wayne?
No.
Come on, Tamara. All the time you spent with Wayne, you say you loved him so much. He treated you like a queen. Now,
I just saw him today. What I gotta miss him for?
So I think what they're playing with the honeypot girl is a girl who is hurt because she felt like she had given herself and that should have been enough. But it wasn't enough, okay? And it wasn't enough because there were other women around who did basically the same thing. So that's what it is.
okay, so let's talk about the pros and the cons to being a Wayne. What are the cons to being with him? Let's start off strong. What are the pros? He's handsome. He's wealthy. He's funny. He loved you. He showed you off to the whole wide world. He went outside of his brain and showed you something different. I never seen him do that with a woman before. Like, it's not all bad with him.
Notice the honeypot girl is not responding to any of the things that Shayla is saying. So in other words, none of those things mattered. The time him spend, the money him spend, none of those things at all mattered. But no worries, those are the pros. Let's hear the cons.
What are the cons to being with him? He's petty.
Very, very petty. Like, this all is a joke to him.
I mean, he is a comedian, though.
And then it's the collection of women. All his exes are always within a freaking 10-foot radius of him. I come home, it's PRE with her titties and toes on the couch. Like, I can't.
Okay.
So didn't you know all of that really though before you dated him though? Wasn't you aware of all of that so you could have pulled out from before? Or is it that you didn't pull out because the $30,000 was so much? See, that's why this is about the life of the rich and famous and not about the minuscule, hey, we're just in love and we're finding love.
I asked for Valentine's Day flowers. It was no.
Okay.
But for me, he said I never loved him because I didn't cook for him. Like,
So
I
you
feel
never
like
cooked
it's
for him?
been no.
Wait, you were just taking classes to cook for him. What happened?
But she didn't do it. And that's the thing. So she hasn't really done anything. That's what I'm saying. The honeypot girl has done really nothing at all as far as this man is concerned. So he does these things and she just sat there looking pretty because he kept telling her the 90s type of fine thing. A woman would say, yeah, but only he was telling her those things. But seriously though, you think if a man is coming around a woman and he's not doing anything at all, he's not going to be watching all of that? You think him not going to be paying attention that, maybe I need to do something special because this woman is so nice that I at least need to break the monotony and ensure that I keep her in place? Come on, no friends. Really.
I canceled it. We broke up. Remember?
I remember we were supposed to, I didn't know you had never cooked. Okay, let me be completely honest with you, right? So when you're with a man that's like Kountry Wayne, he has access to everything. And so do you when you're with him. So some things that are abnormal to regular people, ones that are not getting $30,000 a month, won't be normal to you. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It'll be completely normal to you. There are some things about this lifestyle, and trust me, I've had 2-3 wealthy men at this point. It's a different ball game, Tamara. Like, you can't give it up. Gas is $7.
All right, so Shayla is talking about gas. It is indeed a different ball game if we're going to look at the topic of what Shayla is discussing. It is different. So if you're expecting to do the same thing that you would do with a man that makes $50,000 with a man that makes $1 million per year, you'd be out of your mind, okay? And that's what I think Shayla is trying to communicate to the honeypot girl, that it's two different type of men. Whether you want to accept that or not, that's just what it is. Don't try to sugarcoat on at all. That's just what it is. Just like if a man is supposed to get a woman who has kept herself well and she has no kids at all, and and she young or whatever it is, she's going to be a different woman from a woman who have 4 or 5 kids and who has not really kept herself up. It's two different ball games. That's what they're trying to tell you. Just accept the mere fact that there are differences in the dating pool. You can't go around that. Right? So Lego the whole it being a chauvinistic thing as that them need or whatever definition people want to use these days, rather than just looking at what you're seeing. What you're seeing is the lifestyle of the rich and the famous. Either you like it or you don't like it. And if you don't like it, turn off your TV set. Go watch something else with a bunch of poor people.
Shayla, I did the whole doting wife but just a girlfriend thing with my ex. I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was literally doing everything, riding and dining. And even still, there were other women. He would still go out to the streets. One married to the game, one married to the streets. I just...
Stop right there. So in other words, what I'm hearing from her is that she's basically carried over whatever hurt she having in the previous relationship to the new relationship. So she's saying, since I cook for the ex-boyfriend and he didn't care, when I come to the new boyfriend, I don't need to cook at all. Fallacy again. See? So now them pinpointing a certain fallacy. Don't matter. I don't care. It's like if I am to take myself over to the new woman, right? And I don't know. Maybe me used to help out the old woman and I used to rub the old woman's feet, right? And she never liked the fact that I rubbed her feet. The new woman still want her foot to be rubbed. It's just the whole thing. I don't know why when I speak to the audience and I give very, very just direct communication, people take them as something else, or I don't know why people don't look into these little pieces, right? Because Only Pot Girl is off of her square, thinking that you can do all of these things for D, but you can come to Wayne. Wayne gives you a little bit more than what D is giving you, right? But at the same point in time, you don't need to do it because you know what, you tried it before and it never worked. So now you must be lazy, because that's what it is. Call it what it is. If it was a man, you'd have called the man lazy, correct? Anyways.
I don't know. I feel like I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't.
But
So
now
I
we're
didn't.
comparing apples to dragon fruit. Wayne gave you a whole severance package when you exit the relationship. This is different, Tamara. All I'm saying is get your head in the game. This changes your life. You can't go back to what you're used to. You're living in a hotel right now. We gotta change this. Being with Wayne puts you in a powerful position. We cannot afford to lose that.
All right, so do I like what Shayla's motive is, which is just to go get a man for some money? No, that's not what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But the honeypot girl moping around and crying around and living in a hotel shows me that she really has nothing going on. In other words, her goals and her dreams are not there. Which, all right, okay. Let's say they're not there, but shouldn't they be there by now? Shouldn't she start to figure some things out by now? And besides, why is she not living somewhere else? Why didn't she have her own little spot? You know, so there's a lot to it. You know what I mean? I think that this was the perfect time for her to say, you know what, let me just move to the side and do my own little thing. But unless she's over, what you call it now? Unless she has overvalued herself to the point where she's thinking that nobody's supposed to refuse her. But why would you think that? Because you had a man before and after a period of time, it never worked out. He had a whole different woman. Right? In other words, to be thinking that you cannot be refused at all is just kind of, weird. In other words, can you imagine a man thinking that a woman can refuse him? What do y'all ladies call that? A stalker man. When you call him a what else? When you say it's a man basically that is liable to do abuse, no so? So how come it's not the same thing when it comes to the woman's side? But again, I think Shayla is pinpointing some good arguments because yes, Wayne is a different type of man, and so the honeypot girl have to remember that portion of things. Now, I am not saying that she should be looking to get back in with Wayne because I feel like she's not even ready for no man right now. Because clearly she's not ready yet. Clearly, she's already showing you semblance that she's not ready because she's not even able to identify that this is a new man and it's not the old man. And if you can't identify that, then that means that you're going to come give the new man all of the, what you call it, the heat, all of the flame you think you have from the old man. That's why you're going to come give the new man. Which is unfair. It's like me, the new man, coming to give, You're coming to give me something different. It doesn't make sense. If you kind of follow where I'm going at, you should come in clean. You're supposed to come in without the baggage. In other words, she has a lot of baggage. That's what I'm getting at. But I could be wrong. This could be another one of those chauvinistic point of views. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and talk to y'all soon.